Hello, WDVL and WCVS listeners. Usually I mess that up. This time it's fine to mess it up because we're playing on both for Radiothon. This is the Gear Grinder with your host Scott.
And Ghost.
And usually the show airs on Mondays, but obviously, being Radiothon, we thought we'd do a special show for it. I'm sure all of you know what Radiothon is at this point, but it's 24 hours. Live, just strictly live radio. And the Gear Grinder, our show, usually is us talking about a lot of stuff that bothers us, the stuff that really grinds our gears, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But today, I thought we'd change it up. But first, you said you got some news.
Well, yeah, it is news, but you know of the Haktua girl, right?
I sadly do know of the Haktua girl.
Well, I just found out that I don't know if it's really her or someone associated with her started doing a cryptocurrency. It was called like the Tua coin or something, and it was a big rug pull shenanigan.
Oh.
But the reason why it got on my feed is because this verified dude tweeted, I forgot the Haktua girl's name. I'm a big fan. I put $30,000 in your coin and now I only have is $2,000. You will be hearing from my crypto managers. And like, I'm reading this tweet and I'm like, they missed the chance to say, now I have $2,000. It's sad because that's a lot of money just to be gone. But like, you can literally pull up the analytics of the currency in the beginning, all the way up, 2 seconds later, down, rug pull, take the money out.
It was just like a classic crypto scam.
Classic crypto scam.
That's...
But like, you missed the chance to say, now I have 2,000.
That is insane. A great way to start the show. But I, personally, I've never been a fan of crypto. I know a lot of people that are not. And I know that's not a very like, whoa,
it's
hot
a really
take.
cold take.
I don't like crypto. That's like the coldest take someone can have. But like, there's so many people that just use crypto as a tool to like completely take advantage of people who don't know any better.
Oh, yeah. And plus, after Bitcoin, it just became like FOMO.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, this is going to be the next Bitcoin. Like, I had a friend of a friend of a friend who knew someone who made thousands of thousands off of $1.
Yeah.
And it's always like that. And
It's
I
always
feel
like
like
that.
it's going to stay like that for a very long time.
Sadly. But I wanted to, with the show, just, since this is Radiothon, and since this is the start of Radiothon, very close to the start, I wanted to not be spreading so much negativity and so much like disdain for so many things so early in the special. So for this episode of Gear Grinder, I want to focus on the stuff that isn't grinding our gears. I want to focus on the stuff that's really driving us through college, through this kind of hard time. Finals are coming up. It's getting stressful and stressful. It's about to be dead week. Everybody's stressing out. So, Ghost, I pass it to you. What's something that's really keeping you in the ringer?
Well, I've talked about this many times before in the past, but the second January is over and I get my packages, I'm going to be happy for 6 months. Something terrible can happen, but in the back of my mind, it's going to be that one iShow Speed image of him just smiling into the camera blissfully.
Yeah. What'd you order?
Oh, I ordered I can't say custom, but an artist I follow made little custom like dolls of two of my favorite characters. And I spent a pretty penny. I'll say that, and I am not mad.
A pretty penny.
Right.
All right. I mean,
And
if it's a worthy investment in your eyes, it's a worthy investment.
yeah.
I mean, like sometimes we just got to treat ourselves with stuff like that. Because I know I don't like to spend a lot of money on myself. That's just because I'm very frugal in nature. But really, just being able, like, sometimes I'll be like, all right, you know what? I've had a hard day. I've had a hard time of it. I need to go.
Sweet treat, you know?
Yeah, I need to go like buy myself like a Dr. Pepper or something, right? And so I go stop by the vending machine and I get myself a Dr. Pepper, and I enjoy it, and it's great and wonderful, and it gets me through the rest of the day because it's just a nice thing I'm doing for myself. Really, it's the same thing as buying a gift for your friend. You're just doing it for yourself, and it really lets you value yourself more and value your time and have more like energy and motivation to get through things.
Yeah.
Something I've been doing recently is I've been spending a lot more time with people. Specifically, I usually do spend a lot of time with people. I'm not usually one to be very isolated, but I do I spend a lot of time in the radio station, obviously, being an avid member. I spend a lot of time with friends. We have D&D on Saturdays, which is going great. I'm definitely looking forward to this week.
I'm excited for the next session.
I need to actually like sit down and plan it out, but I really hope we can get to do that. But I'm spending a lot more time with people that I've wanted to spend time with for a long time. But I just said time like 3 times in that sentence. But I've wanted to spend time with people, like certain people, for quite a while. And now I'm actually getting the chance to, and it's wonderful. I went on a walk the other day because I just got back. Like, we all just got back from vacation. And the snow was really pretty. There was a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was shutting down like highways and stuff, but it's always really pretty. I like the snow for its looks. I don't like anything else about it because it's cold and it's wet, but I absolutely...
I'm sorry, I had to make that joke.
No, it's fair. But it's so pretty. Like, it has such a unique atmosphere that can't be matched by anything else. And me and my friends went walking around just after the snow, and we walked the woodlot. Some of us went home before walking the woodlot because obviously it was a lot of work trudging through that much snow. But some of us did stick around, and two of my friends live in the townhouses, right? Mm-hmm. They decided they wanted to go sledding, and they picked up a sled, and they got home, and they put on like snow pants and stuff, right? They decided the best way to get to 3-Man Hill, where they were going to go sledding, was to walk straight across that field.
Like through the snow?
Through the snow in the field, across the entire like football field.
That's crazy.
Which they told me today at lunch that was not a very good idea. But yeah, it's really just been a phenomenal time recently, spending time with my friends, especially after the break. How was your break?
My break was pretty good. I went indoor skydiving. That was interesting. Ooh. Like, there was like 2 rounds of it, and like during the second round, like they were telling me to make sure my hands were up and everything. After after a minute, I'm like, I want to get out of here because my arms were tired, and like you feel the wind like vibrating the suits, everything. I'm like, I want to leave. It was fun, and like one of my cousins, right? Mm-hmm. Like they got him on the tube, but like while he's on the tube, like he's like shifting around, and like he full blown flipped and grabbed onto the instructor like a spider. girl like grabbed him, and we have videos of all of us doing it.
Oh my God.
Like this full grown man just holding for dear life, and this chick's like, get off.
So you're telling me your whole family went to like an indoor skydiving place?
Not my whole family, but like all of like the younger cousins, you know?
That's crazy.
So me, my brother, and 3 of my cousins.
I'd love to do something like that. Like I'd love to even just do normal skydiving. Like it seems like a really fun
My
activity.
brother wants to do that, and I'm like, that's all you.
Well, you're not a fan of heights?
Not really heights, but like I don't want to put my life in the trust of another person, even if I'm paying them money.
Fair.
You know, because what happens if they have a bad day at work and I'm strapped to them? I'm good.
Just like, I'm feeling exceptionally terrible today, and it's like I don't want to hear that while I'm strapped to your back, flying through the air.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I want to try skydiving. I also want to try bungee jumping because I feel like it'll be a lot safer and also just fun.
I don't think so personally. I feel like with bungee jumping, it's like how people say it's safer to drive on local roads than the highway, which is not true.
It isn't at all.
Because I feel like with bungee jumping, it gives you that false sense of security.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm strapped, I'm on Earth, it's not that bad. But like a lot more bad things can happen.
Well, yeah.
Especially like since it's so low scale, some people might like pass on safety checks. Like, oh, this rope has been here for 20 years, but it still got a little spring to it. And then, snap.
That actually reminds me that over break, we obviously had Thanksgiving because it was over Thanksgiving break, but I went to my grandparents with my sister and my just my sister, and we were driving in her like dingy, beat up like Subaru. It was like a Subaru Outback from
I love Subarus.
I think like 2005. Or no, it's not. It was from 1999.
You know how I feel about Subarus. I love them.
Yeah. The car is quite possibly as old, if not older, than my oldest brother. But we were driving to my grandparents in that. And keep in mind, my sister lives in like Albany. So we're driving from Albany all the way out west to like Oneonta area. So like not super far. If it's good weather, it's like an hour and a half drive. The problem is it was not good weather on Thanksgiving. As anybody in New York knows, we had a pretty heavy storm hit that day. And me and my sister were driving for 4 hours. We were driving for like 4 hours, and the snow, it looked really nice, but my sister's car also has this issue, being so many years old. Its brakes are awful. Like, you have to step down on the brakes completely to even start coming to a stop. And that's not, because as everybody knows, ice is great to your brakes. It's so easy to slow down on ice. Really just adds to the traction. The thing about that though is we left at like noon. So we obviously got there around like 3:34. My grandma was very insistent on starting Thanksgiving dinner at 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Which they did. They did start at 2 p.m.
No, I'm saying like making it in time.
Yeah, we're not making it in time. But like
they're going to start eating.
Starting at 2 is crazy to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because like this is dinner. This is the last meal of the day. And you're eating it at 2 o'clock. Like, it's not even like my grandparents go to bed at like 7 or 8. They go to bed at like 9 or 10. Like, they should still be eating dinner like fairly late, not at 2. But
they literally pulled, okay, go stuff your face and then leave my house.
Yep. They wanted, it's because some parts of our family like to arrive super early and then leave right after the food, and then others like to show up as food is being served and then stay way after. So we just showed up to everybody being done eating and cold food left over. So that was nice.
Good thing they had a microwave.
Yeah. I didn't reheat any of mine, but I don't really like Thanksgiving food all that much anyway.
I mean, I guess that depends, like, culture-wise, because with my Thanksgiving food, it's just, like, food that we normally eat, because, like, my mom made her, like, seafood black rice, but also lasagna, but that's only for special occasions, because I love lasagna, so we had lasagna, turkey, potato salad, which I never touched, fried sweet potato. I was going to help out with the plantain, but I'm like, I'm too lazy. I was helping the whole time. I just want my sweet potato. What else do we have? Oh, we had some seafood stuff. I forgot what it's called in English. I'll think about it later.
Yeah.
But like a whole bunch of good stuff. I love the food.
Yeah. Food, Thanksgiving is very much like a cultural thing for a lot of people because everybody I know has different food on Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people that do ham. Because ham, most of us think of as like Christmas, right? But I know a lot of people that just do ham on Thanksgiving rather than the turkey because ham is so much easier to cook. And it doesn't end up very, very, very dry. But
I love dry turkey. My mom's turkey isn't dry, but like I would eat any kind of turkey. I don't care if it's chalk. I'm going,
that is the wildest take I've ever heard. With that, I'm going to segue us to a short break and a little bit of interim music. When we get back, we'll have more talking for you. And I hope you all enjoy.
Tune in to News at Noon on Mondays and Wednesdays at noon, with an additional news segment on High Noon Friday, every Friday at noon. News at Noon gives you your local, campus, and international updates, as well as sports and weather. Be sure to tune in.
Hey Siri, what should I listen to?
You should listen to WCVF FM 88.9 The Voice.
Does it have variety?
WCVF has variety. It is whatever those Fredonia College kids and community members decide to put on the air.
That sounds freaking amazing. Thanks, girl.
Welcome back to the Gear Grinder on Radiothon, 24 hours straight of live radio on both WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno.
Whoop, whoop.
I remembered it. Wonderful. All right. Before we get back into the show, we have a nice little piece of news that we'd love to share with you all. Firstly, at the SUNY Fredonia TV station, Connor Clary has a late-night talk show that has bi-weekly guests that he interviews, plays video games, and talks about gaming news. If you're interested, Players Digest is on WNYF TV every other Tuesday at 9 p.m. on the WNYF television YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/WNYF television. A little grapevine. And now, we were talking a little bit while the music was playing. And I mentioned something that was mentioned on International National News earlier at News at Noon, if you caught it. But if you did not, the Court of Appeals, the U.S. Court of Appeals in the great old place of D.C. has recently settled a case between the company behind TikTok that I'm forgetting the name of, and
Isn't it ByteDance right now?
yeah, it's like something like that. I think it's ByteDance. I think I remember. I don't know. Either way, that company, U.S. passed a law banning TikTok, unless TikTok sold TikTok to an American company and made it domestic, or if they found a way to not take information from American users specifically, because the United States government has declared it a Chinese company taking American citizens' information while they're using their app a breach of domestic security. And TikTok's argument was that it infringes on freedom of speech, and that to get rid of such like a prominent platform in a country so large as the United States, it infringes on like their rights. But the U.S. Court of Appeals has decided in favor of the U.S. government, surprise, surprise, and so TikTok now has to sell themselves to a American company or find a way to not steal information from Americans. How do you feel about all this?
In my mind, it feels very money hungry because TikTok has like tried to do like efforts to stop it from mainly getting like taken by like Chinese governments, because like all of the American data goes to like a warehouse that they have in California, I think. It's in one of the cities. But basically, they have like two different versions of like TikTok headquarters, one in China, one in America. So all the American data stays here, and all the other Chinese data goes over there. But like, I know for a fact that the government doesn't care about our information or our data. They're just mad that they're not making all the money. That's why one of the things that's gonna quote unquote stop the ban is if it gets sold to like, say, like Instagram or Twitter or something, or like one of the American blooded billionaires gets the money instead of like a Chinese blooded billionaire.
To me, it doesn't really make sense to be criticizing a company, like, because the entire reason that this is going on is because TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. And TikTok is obviously becoming the most prevalent form of social media most people have nowadays. And so that being a Chinese-owned thing means that China is very prevalent in the influencing of countless Americans, which is not something that the U.S. government really wants. So the plan to ban TikTok has been ongoing. Like, they've been talking about it for ages and ages, since even before Biden was in office. But
And you were
With-
talking. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but
with the ban having been placed semi-recently, or actually getting through the Court of Appeals and like being approved properly and not being declared like unjust, they have a little bit of time. It's been stated that they're going to reassess the ban later on, and if the company has made significant steps towards making a deal or otherwise like decentralizing their information or like not taking information from American consumers, then they'll like they relook at whether the ban is actually necessary. And the article I was reading on it that I got most of my information from, it was an NPR article, and it mentioned that that Donald Trump has actually ran most of his campaign on, or not most of his campaign, but a decent chunk of his campaign on saving TikTok,
which I think is so stupid
which I think is a little silly
and ironic.
and very ironic considering that 4 years ago he was definitely in the camp of being against TikTok and against a lot of social media, like most social media
Yeah,
in
except for
general.
his.
But the NPR speculated that there's a couple ways that Donald Trump could go about not having the TikTok ban go through. And obviously there's the two things mentioned before where it's going to be reevaluated later on down the line and see if it's actually worth doing, like if they haven't made any progress or if that the ban is necessary or if they are actually making significant progress.
Or if it gets sold.
Yeah. And one of the ways it mentioned was actually very funny to me. It mentioned just Donald Trump could tell the attorney general not to enforce the law.
Just say no.
Wild statement.
Which is really a funny summary of how our government is right now.
Yeah. Because, like, we have a lot of laws that are completely pointless and have next to no reason to exist. And the president can just tell the attorney general, be like,
Nuh-uh.
you don't need to worry about that one. That one's not important. It's a silly little law that does silly little things. It's like a suggestion more than a law.
It was a funny little
like,
joke.
You don't got to arrest that person for tax evasion.
What? I did it yesterday.
They'd never be doing such a thing. But anyway, that has I've never enjoyed TikTok. I've almost never been on it.
I am sadly very TikTok brained.
Yep. So is a very, 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 very large amount of the United States, which I think is, again, the entire point behind the ban.
Damn. Don't lump me in with everyone else, please.
What, you want to be special and unique?
Yes.
While
very.
everybody else is looking at their Spotify Wrapped, you're sitting over here crying because
Actually,
SoundCloud doesn't.
No, I do have a Wrapped. Thank you
You
very much.
do have a Wrapped for
Yes.
SoundCloud?
Yes, thank you. I
That's
do. All right, I've been
surprising.
listening to my SoundCloud Wrapped, okay? Because what it does, it makes a playlist with all the songs that you've been listening to, like all your top songs, and it makes it into a full playlist. And like it actually saves all my previous raps, so I can even look. Like I've been using this platform since 2017, and I can even go through and see what I've been listening to since I was in middle school. But like my playlist right now is so, because like I'm listening to this. Yeah, I am all. Okay, the songs I have in here, you would understand, okay?
I guess
put
that
me
is
down.
that is a cool feature to have. I don't really care for either. I think that especially a lot of people I know, have like they take their Wrapped and they use their like Wrapped as a sort of contest of sorts. I know somebody.
Got that.
I know somebody that has their Wrapped showed they were in the like 0.01% of like listeners worldwide for like total time, just total time spent listening.
Like the listener.
Like just total time spent listening, they're in the top 0.1%, which is absolutely insane, firstly. But secondly, I know for a fact most of that time they spent with the music on, with them not listening to it.
Yeah, like I remember seeing someone who like went out of their way to try to get like the McDonald's theme on their Wrapped, only to find out that they had to listen to 30 different songs for it to count.
Yeah.
So instead of like, that's all they had like Spotify for was just that song, and then they got mad. It's like saying, "Oh, why doesn't it count?" It's like, imagine spending a whole year of your life just having Ronald McDonald. You must eat Big Macs. I forgot how the song goes,
That's
but like in the background,
insane. That is insane.
only for it to not count.
That's they really got that. I feel so bad for them.
And I feel like that takes the joy out of listening to music in the first place.
Yeah.
Instead of like going out of your way, like, oh, I need to repeat this song multiple times so I can have it on here.
I know that they are like just they do genuinely enjoy music, but
Well, yeah.
they were like saying about it to some mutual friends. They were like, "Yeah, I'm the one true music enthusiast." Like, it's not a contest.
I am Mr. Music.
I am the music man, and you got nothing on me.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it shouldn't really be a contest in my mind. Like,
should be
music
something-
is something for everybody to enjoy, and I think that if you don't enjoy music, that's fine. That's fine. That's a little odd, but that's fine.
It's fine, but you're not invited to my house.
But I think music is a lovely thing. It really like brings people together. It transcends most of these like cultural divides we have.
Even language.
Yeah. And it really allows people to connect to like messages that they otherwise wouldn't be able to. Because a lot of music almost all music means something.
Oh, yeah.
To the artist, to the people listening to it, it means something. And to evaluate that meaning on like an objective level is, in my mind, frankly, stupid. And
Oh, you know what just flashed in my mind
What?
about the Spotify Wrapped?
what?
You know they were hyping it up for like months, only for it to be revealed that it was all mainly AI. And then someone had the theory that they were trying to cook up this big AI experience. Then it just totally flopped and failed. So then they released this bare bones version with like the stupid little AI podcast. To check out the summary of your Wrapped.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess
I
that's
don't
fair.
go here. I don't
The-
use Spotify. I'm
No, Spotify, the Wrapped is like decent. It puts together stuff. The genres it says are whack.
Yeah, then like it's like a random generator. It's like you are listening
Maybe.
to football vampire indie rap.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, genres on Spotify are something that terrifies me because I have every time I go to the search tab on Spotify, there's a little area where it recommends like some genres of music for you to listen to, and what it was recommending me was clowncore. I don't know what clowncore is. Also, mulled cider. I don't know what that means as like a genre of music, but it's just these are phrases that I never thought I'd see in my day-to-day life.
It sounds very TikTok to me
Yeah.
because those are phrases that you probably only see on TikTok or hear things about it
Yeah.
on TikTok.
But with speaking of music and speaking of the lovely times that the lovely time of the year where everybody's like, oh yeah, I've been listening to this artist for so long and they got my number one. How about we all enjoy some music a little bit more? from Radiothon. This is going to be it for the Gear Grinder. Next time you hear somebody talk, it ain't going to be me.
Or me.
Or either of us. But we hope you enjoy nonetheless. Thank you for tuning in to...
Oh, we gotta do a leave off.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
You're right. Okay, so usually on the Gear Grinder, we leave everybody off with a nice message, a nice piece of advice, something. And do you have anything?
You know what? Since we're talking about music and we're ending off on music, try giving a new genre a try. Because, like, you've been talking about the weird clowncore. Maybe listen to some few clowncore stuff.
You know,
or like something you never really tried, or say a friend is recommending you this, and you're like,
yeah.
It's the worst thing's worst. You're just wasting 5 minutes.
I was about to say, ask your friends for an album, listen to the album, enjoy that experience of your friend giving you music, and try to sit down and really piece together and like try to experience something new musically. And with that, that's the end of our show. We hope you all enjoyed.